Welcome back to Morning Drive on this Thursday, June the 4th. Protests continue around the country in the wake of the death of George Floyd in police custody, and many athletes are speaking out. We are now joined by Cheyenne Woods, who's among the first to do so in the golf world. Good morning, Cheyenne. How have you approached this moment in our nation's history?
It's definitely been an emotional week and emotional um, events that we're witnessing. It's definitely frustrating, as a society and as a Black woman to see that this storyline and this cycle of events is happening way too often. So it's emotional. It's been a difficult week, and it's nice that conversations are finally being had and being sparked. But it is such an emotional roller coaster to be experiencing this for day after day and year after year of the same stuff happening.
Not everyone, Cheyenne, is comfortable speaking about these issues. You mentioned the emotional aspect of it, how difficult these conversations are. How did you arrive to the point where you felt like you wanted to speak to these issues as opposed to staying quiet?
It's an issue that's important. It's an issue that not only affects me, but my family. And whether I'm Black or not, it's affecting people in our country. And so I think it's important to have a voice about, not everyone is comfortable in doing that. Someone's going to be upset about everything that you have to say. And so I think it's just important to have a voice and stand up in this time in history. I'm hoping this is not just a moment in history, but a movement in speaking out about this type of stuff. And as an athlete, we do have a very large platform to hopefully share our own experiences and share our side of what we believe and what we've been through, of just having our opinion about something.
I'm curious, Cheyenne, the reaction of the people who follow you on social media or even conversations you've had with friends. What have they been like?
A lot of positivity. A lot of people just glad that I did say something to me, which felt so small, of just having an opinion and saying no, an unarmed Black man should not be killed. To me, it sounds very obvious, but then to speak out about it, people are happy that, especially in golf, which is a majority in the history of golf, has been a white sport. Minorities have not been represented much, and so it's important to have a voice, and just to be able to say how you feel about something and take a stand. So I've received a lot of positivity, so it's been nice to see that.
You know, the voice of athletes, it's important in this movement, but also I imagine the voice of the LPGA and the PGA Tour. What role do you think they can play in this process?
I think the biggest thing that each tour can do is just acknowledge what's going on, acknowledge that there is an issue. Golf has always been trying to grow the game and be inclusive to all people. And the tours can lead that in showing that they understand that there are issues within our country. There are issues between races. Golf is such a global sport, and there's so many cultures within the sport that it is important that the tours take a stand and just show that they acknowledge what's going on, and support Black players or players from all cultures.
Going back to your younger days, I'm just curious, what's it been like for you to navigate a largely homogenous sport as a minority?
I grew up here in Phoenix, Arizona, where there were not a lot of Black players in general watching TV, not a lot of Black golfers on TV. So for me, I've been the minority growing up, and even on the LPGA Tour, there's only been so many LPGA Tour players that have been Black. I was the sixth. So you're always a part of the minority and representing more than yourself. Golf is, a sport that everyone can play. And so I try to represent that and show that Black people can play. Black girls can receive opportunities like I have through college and traveling. So in growing up in a white sport, you definitely, you hear comments, you experience, looks or, things people might say. But again, I try to represent myself well and show others that the sport is for everybody.
Well, you've been a bright light in your career, and the year has been challenging for so many people in so many ways. How have you kept yourself busy in 2020?
So it has been a very strange year with COVID-19, and we haven't played as much golf as we're used to or that we want to. So I've been trying to stay home, stay safe, playing golf here in Phoenix, and getting ready to play whenever we can. We don't get to spend this much time at home, usually as golfers. So I have been trying to at least enjoy that and appreciate being with family and just preparing for the season to come.
Well, you've played all over the world, Cheyenne. What are your competitive plans for the rest of the year?
So we, as LPGA Tour and Symetra Tour, don't start until the end of July. So I will be playing full Symetra Tour, as there are no Monday qualifiers in LPGA for me to improve my status. I'll play full Symetra Tour and prepare for next season of getting back to LPGA full time.